I haven't been able to look at a white dress since that summer. It was August when Kenji invited me to his grandparents' place in Nagano. We were 22, fresh out of university, burning through the last stretch of freedom before office jobs swallowed us whole. His family owned an old farmhouse in a village so small it didn't appear on most maps, maybe 30 households, surrounded on 3 sides by cedar forest, and on the 4th by a single road that wound down toward the nearest town, 40 minutes away. I remember thinking it was perfect. We arrived on a Friday afternoon. Kenji's grandmother, a small, quiet woman in her 80s, met us at the gate and fed us more food than 2 people could eat. The village felt like stepping back 30 years. No convenience stores, no cell signal past the main road. Just insects, wood smoke, and the kind of silence that cities have completely forgotten. That first evening, I walked to the edge of the property to watch the sunset over the rice fields. That's when I saw her. She was standing at the far end of the field, maybe 200 meters away, at the point where the rice gave way to the forest, a woman in white. I noticed her because of her height. Her head was level with the lower branches of the cedar trees, not close to them, level with them. My brain tried to explain it away. A scarecrow, farming equipment, a trick of the light. But then she tilted her head, and I understood she was looking at me. I went inside. I don't know why. I didn't say anything to Kenji. By dinner, I had almost convinced myself it was nothing. Almost. I woke up at 2 in the morning and went to the window. She was closer, not at the far end of the field anymore, at the near end, maybe 100 meters, facing the house, facing my window. I stood there until my legs went cold. She didn't move. Eventually, I went back to bed and stared at the ceiling until sunrise. In the morning, I told Kenji. He took me to Fujita, an old man who had lived in the village his entire life. Kenji spoke quietly. The old man listened without expression. Then he looked at me directly. "Don't meet her eyes," he said. "If she decides you are hers, there is nothing after that. Don't go out after dark, don't open the windows. And whatever you hear outside, don't open the door." That night, Kenji and I sat in the main room with every light on. We didn't talk about it. At some point, the insects outside went quiet, not all at once, but progressively, as if something was moving through them from the forest toward the house. Then came the sound, low, almost below hearing, a tone that I felt in my back teeth before I actually heard it. A voice processed through distance and something else entirely, something that had removed the human parts of it and left only the shape, moving slowly around the outside of the house. Kenji had stopped breathing. The sound made a full circuit, then stopped. Kenji said quietly, "Don't turn around. Don't look at the window behind you." I didn't turn around. In the morning, the garden was empty. But near the fence, the soft earth held footprints, long, narrow, deep, driven into the earth like something enormous had been standing there. The space between each print was over a meter. We left that day. Kenji's grandmother held his hands a long time at the gate. Then she looked at me and said something. In the car, I asked him what she had said. He kept his eyes on the road. She said, "Don't stop driving until you can't see the mountains anymore." I was watching the mirror. She was there. 300 meters back, standing in the center of the road. White dress, wrong height, not moving, not chasing, just there. We were doing 80 kilometers an hour on a mountain road, taking switchbacks hard enough to pull the car sideways. I kept my eyes on the mirror. She didn't run. She didn't move at all. But the distance didn't grow. Around every curve, when the road came back into frame behind us, she was still there. Same distance, same stillness. As if the road itself was folding to keep her close. As if speed was simply a concept she hadn't agreed to. "Kenji," I said. "I know," he said. "Don't look." I pulled my eyes from the mirror. We drove until we hit the highway. Then another 2 hours without stopping. When I finally checked the road behind us at a service area, there was nothing. Just asphalt and headlights and other people going other places. I let myself breathe. That was 3 years ago. I told myself it was over. I moved back to Tokyo, started the office job, packed the whole thing away in the part of my mind where I keep what I can't explain. For 3 years it worked. Last week I was working late. 23rd floor, window to my left, the building opposite maybe 60 meters away across the gap. I was staring at the city the way you do when you can't focus, not really looking, just letting your eyes rest. I almost missed it. On the rooftop of the building opposite. A figure, white, still. I told myself, HVAC equipment, signage, a tired mind at midnight. Then the figure tilted its head, and even at 60 meters in the dark, across a city of 14 million people, I could see her face. I haven't opened the blinds since. I keep telling myself that if I don't look, she can't decide it's me. But I think she already has.